In this week's lab, we're asked to make a short 2-minute video to explain the last step of the Stanford Design Thinking Model, testing. We'll upload this video to YouTube to help create an online library for others who are looking for information regarding how to test their prototypes. This video will give users key answers as to how and why we test our prototypes. Lastly, it'll explain how I tested my problem of practice of putting fitness scores in an online database. Why do we test? To refine prototypes and solutions. Testing informs the next iterations of prototypes. Sometimes this means going back to the drawing board. We also test to learn more about our users. Testing is another opportunity to build empathy through observation and engagement. It often yields unexpected insights. And lastly, we test to refine our point of view. Sometimes testing reveals that not only did we not get the solution right, but also that you failed to frame the problem correctly. Some of the most common ways to test users is through interviewing them, creating small focus groups, observations, and taking notes about the results. Even though this is the last step of the 5 steps, it is often not the end, because after we test and we get answers, we go back through and we start the process all over again through empathizing, defining, ideate, prototyping, and testing. Oftentimes, this series of events happens a few times before we finally get it right. When testing, we should show and don't tell. Put your prototype in the user's hands and don't explain everything yet. Let your tester interpret the prototype. Watch how they use and misuse what you have given them and how they handle and interact with it. Then listen to what they have to say about it and the questions they have. Also, you can ask users to compare. Bringing multiple prototypes to the field to test gives users a basis for comparison. This week, I tested my problem of practice, which was putting fitness scores onto an online database. I created a checklist. I observed my coworker participating in the test. I created a small survey, and then afterwards we discussed it. For my test, I had my coworker input fitness scores for one class. I gave him a checklist so that he would know what steps to use for my prototype. I observed him while he completed the test and took notes on areas that he had trouble. After he completed the test, I had him fill out a short survey about what he would change. After letting him think about the survey, we had a small discussion going over some things that we would change. I hope you enjoyed this short video on testing.